What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is all my spread predictions for all of the games. Day 2 of the big tournament here on Friday. Day 1, pretty normal so far. I'm recording today's video at about 7 o'clock, so I can't give you fully updated numbers. Currently, I sit 1-1. I cashed on Purdue against the spread in the first half, and I lost on Georgia against the spread. So we'll see what happens with the rest of the bets. I didn't really go too hard on day 1. Probably going to go a little bit harder on day 2, but it's those hypothetical matchups that I've starred, outlined, circled, whatever you want to say. There's just certain teams that if they match up in that second round, I think those are the home run bets, and those are going to be the heavy ones, man. The unit size of the bets I sent out for day 1 were small, just standard stuff. So the bombs, hopefully we can let some of those rip over the weekend. But updated numbers at least coming into Thursday. If you're interested in my picks, guys, 17-9 run coming into the tournament. Over about the last month or so coming into the tournament, 85 wins, only 51 losses, up 38 units of profit. So even $100 a piece, that's almost about $4,000 right there. Again, I give you guys the prediction on every game every day. So definitely hit the subscribe button. But if you want to know the games out of all these games that I'm actually going to bet myself, you can get them there. danspicks.net. Highly encourage it. Again, man, almost 40 units over the past month. So just cooking in college hoops right now. Let me pull up Pickett Sports here and we'll start running through these Friday games. Let me go ahead and just refresh this and bring up Pickett Sports. There we go. Friday, Baylor, Mississippi State. This is a good one, man. I mean, both days kicking off with kind of a coin flip game. I thought Creighton and Louisville was coin flippy. I told you guys Creighton. And I'm going to do the same thing here. If you're going to give me 2.5 points in a game that I'm expecting to be competitive, I like the guard play for Baylor better as well. I like the coach for Baylor better as well. I'm going to go Baylor. You're going to give me 2.5 points. I'm taking them. Robert Morris, Alabama. I'll tell you what, man, this one looks awfully tempting because Robert Morris was so hot down the stretch and Alabama just doesn't really play defense, but I'm not going to do it. I don't see Robert Morris keeping pace. I think Alabama's going to score 110 in this one and keep their foot on the gas. Kind of under the radar. I think Alabama had a lot of expectations, and then sort of throughout the season, people started to kind of write them off as a real contender to win it all. And I think they're absolutely a contender to win it all. So I'm going to go with Alabama here. I'm going to lay the huge number. Lipscomb and Iowa State. I'm going to go Iowa State. I think this is going to be one of the more trendy, popular upset picks of the entire day. I think it looks really tempting to take the 15 points. I know there were some unfortunate things that happened with the Iowa State roster kind of down the stretch. They're not, at full throttle 100% like they were to start the year. But I'm going to go Iowa State here. Power the Big 12, tougher conference. And I think they're going to crack down. I think they're going to do well here. I'm going to go Iowa State. I'm going to lay the big number again. Colorado State, Memphis. I'm taking the 2.5 points. Colorado State, man. I think they were second in line to Drake for the single most popular upset. And this isn't even technically an upset. I know the seeding is that way, but Colorado State's actually favored. And I know they're just red hot, scorching hot right now. It's just too popular for me. I'm going to go with Memphis here to get the job done. I'm going to take 2.5 points. Mount St. Mary's and Duke, and I am going to go with Mount St. Mary's because I don't know how Duke is going to play other guys. Cooper Flagg, his status, some of the other guys on the team. You don't want injuries. They're totally cool, I think. I think that coach it has pretty good common sense. I don't think there's any need to win this game by 40. Comfortable win, play some other people in the second half, win the game by 25. I'm going to take 32.5 points with the Mount. Vanderbilt, St. Mary's. This is another one that I think is an extremely popular upset pick, and for good reason. I mean, Vanderbilt, man, they knocked off some big teams this year. They're capable. They can beat anyone on any given day. But I like the St. Mary's team. I'm not taking the bait. Out of St. Mary's and Gonzaga, I thought Gonzaga would be the one that would get upset. I thought St. Mary's had the potential to go kind of on a run in the tournament. I was wrong on Gonzaga. Hopefully I'm not wrong about this one. I'm going to go with St. Mary's here. I'll lay 4 points. UNC and Ole Miss. I just don't think Ole Miss has the offense, unfortunately. I just don't think they have it. I told you guys specifically in that San Diego State game that I wasn't going to let negative energy towards North Carolina, an undeserving team, get in the way of predicting the game correctly. And I told you guys UNC was the right side in that one. I think they're the right side in this one. Again, it's basically a pick 'em price. I'm not going to lay a 1.5. I'll just go money line here. But the Tar Heels, man, they're playing with fire right now. The offense looks good. RJ Davis looks locked in. I like Ole Miss. They play a tough schedule. I like the coaching advantage as well. I just don't think that's the recipe for modern day college basketball. I'm going to go with the team that's just making shots, and that's UNC. I think offensively, they're just a little bit more capable, and we don't really have to lay any points here. Just money line it. North Carolina, find a way to win. Grand Canyon, Maryland, I'm going to take the points. I'm going to take the points here. I worry about Maryland pulling away with those guards. Their guard play is exceptional. They can absolutely shoot the lights out. But I think just offensively, I think Grand Canyon has just enough here to hang around. I think Maryland wins by about 7, maybe 8. So I'm going to take 10.5. Norfolk State and Florida, give me the points. I just, again, it's kind of like with the Duke thing. We saw it with Auburn. I mean, Auburn, it was looking like a scare there for a little bit. I just don't see the need for Florida to win by 30, win by 22, win by 25. Get in, get out, get your win. Keep people healthy. Give me the points. Troy, Kentucky. I know a lot of people are mentioning this as a potential upset. I'm going to take the points with Troy because I don't like the Kentucky defense. But I just don't see this being an upset, just to kind of throw in an extra little prediction there, or I guess not prediction. I'm not predicting the upset here. They're just too talented offensively. I worry about Troy keeping up with Kentucky in a game like this. So I'm going to go Kentucky here to get the job done, just not by 12. So I'll take the points with Troy. I was kind of I kind of ran circles there. Pretty short on sleep. It's been a wild last 24 hours leading up to the start of this tournament. So forgive me on that. New Mexico and Marquette. I got to take the points here. This Marquette team, they just melt at the end of games. I want them against better teams getting a lot of points. Like, I would rather bet on Marquette playing Auburn as a decent, sizable underdog. I can't bet on Marquette laying 4.5. You can see there on BetMGM, you can get a 4.5 with New Mexico. I think Marquette squeaks away. I think they somehow find a way to do something at the buzzer or hold on and do it with a couple free throws at the end. I just don't think it's going to be by more than 5. So I'm going to take 4.5 points with New Mexico. And if New Mexico wins outright, it's not going to shock me at all. Akron and Arizona, I could see this being an upset that nobody sees coming. Arizona's kind of hit or miss. If Caleb Love is chucking those 3-pointers and they're not going down, if Vasar gets in foul trouble, I mean, there's some factors here where Arizona could kind of see ghosts from the past. I'm going to take 14.5 with Akron. I think they can definitely keep this in the single digits. Hopefully the full power A game Arizona team doesn't show up, because if that happens, they're going to win by 20. Oklahoma and UConn, I just see this being a 1-possession game. Maybe UConn finds a way to win. They hit a shot at the buzzer or a little bit of a coaching advantage possibly with Hurley there. 6 is too many. I got to go Oklahoma. Give me the points. Xavier and the Illini, I think the wrong team's favored. I like the way Xavier battled against Texas. I think Texas was better than Illinois. I would take Texas in this spot too. I just kind of had my mind made up that, Xavier, Texas would probably be the move against the Illini. The Illini are tricky. Go easy on this game. I don't even know if this game's worth betting, to be honest. Because if you get an A game from these players on the Illini, they're good enough to beat anybody in the country when they're playing their A game. Unfortunately, I think Xavier, they're just tough. They're clutch. They're not scared of the big moment. They have one game under their belt. I got to go Xavier. I'm taking the 3.5. Bryant, Michigan State. I'm going to take the points here as well. Michigan State, just not a team that I think has the horses to win by margin. I think I'd rather have them in a game against one of the best. I'd rather have Michigan State versus Florida or versus Duke and almost a pick 'em or with the spread that's small or even getting a couple points as a slight underdog. I don't want to lay 17.5 with Michigan State. I like the defense. I like the coach. I like the team. I think they're going to go far in this tournament. I don't see this being an upset, but 17.5 just feels like too much. I got to take the points. And then now the last game of the day here, Liberty and Oregon. I'm taking the points. I think Oregon survives. I don't think this is an upset either. I don't think there's going to be many upsets in the first round in total. But 7.5 just feels a little bit too much. I know the crowd's going to be, you know, a duck crowd out there in the West Coast. I'm going Liberty. I will give me the points, 7.5. I feel like, you know, Oregon's going to win by about 4. So I got to take the points there in that one. So there you go, guys. There is Friday. All my spread predictions. Again, not updated numbers. We'll see what happens throughout the rest of the day. Fingers crossed. I didn't go too hard. So even if it doesn't pan out to be a banner day, even if we don't sweep the board like everybody always expects from me tomorrow, and especially Saturday and Sunday, those are the big plays. That's when I'm dropping some bombs. So just kind of looking at the 4-day chunk, right? I'm not trying to get rich on Thursday. I'm not trying to get rich here on Friday. And I'm not trying to get rich on like a specific game over the weekend, but just Thursday through Sunday, I just want to be in profit. Get in, get out through the first weekend, make a few dollars, and then start eyeballing the games as they get more and more refined with the better teams. So that's kind of my game plan right now. If you guys are looking forward to getting the picks that I love best, the ones that I'm actually betting myself, again, the link to my website's right in the description of the video. Let me know your guys' favorite plays in the comment section below, and I'll see you tomorrow with the next video.